Welcome everyone to a special called meeting August 18th, 2020 at the Owensboro City Commission. At this time, I would please ask City Clerk Beth Cecil to call the roll.
Commissioner Jeff Sanford.
Here.
Commissioner Larry Conder.
Here.
Mayor Tom Watson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Larry Magliner.
Here.
Commissioner Pam Smithwright.
Here.
Thank you all. We're trying to make sure that the folks at home could hear us while they're crunching on their popcorn. Okay. Item 4 on the agenda, invocation and pledge. Commissioner Pam Smithwright, please stand.
You bow your heads and pray with me, please. Our Father and our God, we come tonight thanking you for all your many blessings. We thank you for allowing us to serve our community, and we pray that you will keep us safe. And please, Lord, let our citizens know that it's important to wear their mask for others and themselves. We pray for our servicemen and women wherever they may be. All these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 4, presentations, Owensboro Community Technical College Title III Strengthening Institutions Program, E3 at OCTC. Dr. Scott Williams and Mr. Mike Rogers, please approach the podium. State your name and address for the record.
City Commissioners, Mr. Mayor, thank you. My name is Scott Williams, President of Owensboro Community Technical College. We're located at 4800 New Hartford Road here in Owensboro. So, again, thank you for the opportunity and willingness to hear us out here at OCTC. So, most of y'all are probably aware that Owensboro Community Technical College serves actually over 5,000 students annually in this community, and 91% of those students that graduate from us actually stay, live, and work here in the Owensboro region, and as a result tend to help form the workforce backbone in this community. And so at OCTC, we are continuously looking for ways in which to enhance and improve our teaching and learning. And one of the ways in which our faculty and staff decided that they wanted to really enrich the student experience and help prepare students for careers, life, and the workforce, they came up with the idea that they wanted to offer more active and experience and project-based learning across the curriculum. As a result of this, we came up with a project that we called Experience 3 at OCTC. And in order to get the resources to do this project, we sought out some federal grants. And so we were fortunate to put together a project, and that project was awarded from the Department of Education through what is called Title III funding, which is Strengthening Institutional Grant Projects. And so we received over $2 million last year for a 5-year project to implement what we're calling Experience 3 at OCTC. And the backbone of this project is really to identify and implement across the curriculum what we are calling experiential learning opportunities or experiential learning techniques. And so that's a fancy word for just saying that we want to embed across all of our courses, whether it's an English class all the way to a nursing class, we want to embed some form of experience or active learning.
Say that word again.
Experiential learning opportunity. So just remember active
we went through this the other day.
Project-based learning. He was giving me a hard time earlier about that. So anyway, those opportunities are actually going to be implemented, and we have started this year with this project. We've got our team in place and started this fall with this project. We're implementing those in 3 different ways. Number 1 is the traditional, what you would expect, what we call a work-based experience. Things such as a co-op, or an internship, or a practicum. And while we have many of those at OCTC and many of our programs, we feel like we can enhance that and add that to more programs where that is not nearly as seen as much as it is with something like a clinical in a nursing program or an internship that a student might do if they're in an electrical co-op program. So that's one of the ways in which we would implement this. The second one is what we call service learning. Service learning is a way in which students can gain experience and work-based knowledge by working with a philanthropic group or a community group. And so an example of one we already currently do is our computer information technology program. They volunteer with the Mundy Center and have for a couple of years. And the students go out, take care of their IT needs at the Mundy Center, and even work with some of the senior citizens to help them clean up their own computers. They can bring them in for a day. They'll help them re-imaging, get those ready. So that's an example of what's service learning. And finally, there are some courses where a practicum and service learning is a little more difficult to implement. And so we are going to be embedding these, what we would call these work or experiential or active-based, project-based learning experiences in the course itself. Something like an English class or a math class. And so, in other words, they can do things that are entrepreneurial training, get them prepared so they can see the relevance of that math class to the workplace or the relevance of that math class to their class, rather than what you probably hear if you're parents, why do I need this math? You know, I'm never going to use it. Well, we all know they will use it. So these are ways in which we will implement that project. So what is actually the benefit? So I want to focus first on the benefit of the students. What we know, research tells us, and why we wanted to implement this project is, number one, students learn deeper. They take away from using active and project-based or experience-based learning. They have a deeper context to the material. In fact, research shows a year after they complete that kind of training or education, they actually remember the material. So that's one reason, one benefit. The second benefit is that we find the students persist and graduate at higher levels or higher rates because they see the relevance of the course material to their everyday life. In other words, hey, I see where I'm going to use this when I get into the workplace or in my career. And so they tend to, one, understand it better, two, they hang with it for a long period of time and are more successful. What it does for our community, we feel like, is it's going to provide a lot of what employers are looking for or say is lacking, and that is students who graduate from college sometimes don't have the workplace skills that they need. They may understand and know the technical skills of whatever they've studied, but they struggle with what we call those soft skills. And so this gives us an opportunity across all our curriculum to embed these experiences so these students can, one, employers will have a better pipeline. Number two, they can work with us to help mentor these students to develop a better pipeline for themselves. And then also it's kind of a form of giving back and advancing others in our community, which we think is very, very important. So all of these are ways in which this project will benefit not only our employees, but our students as well. And the project is more than just workplace principles, and it's more than just experience learning or active learning in the classroom, but it also includes career exploration for students, which we find are sorely lacking. Students come to us, they don't even know what careers they may be interested in. So it's got a career exploration piece, and then on the back side of it, it also helps students find work, helps them prepare a resume, enhance their skills in interviews and those types of things. And so we're able to pull all this together through the grant because it provides us the resources to do this. And so we have student success coaches that will help them through the career exploration all the way to finding a job. And we have a business liaison who works with our business and industry here in our community to help them locate students for a pipeline for their employees, or just somebody that may need temporary help with to let them get some career exploration that the student might advance that way. So the reason we are here is because these Title III grants give us a unique opportunity. Through the Title III grant, the Department of Education has said, if you can raise money locally, we will match it dollar for dollar up to $150,000. And so what's the reasoning? Why would the Department of Education do this? The reason is once the grant dollars are over with, we don't want to discontinue this program. We want it to continue for perpetuity because we think it's value to us as a community and value to our students. And so this gives us the opportunity to establish an endowment using matching dollars from the Department of Education that will allow us to keep this project going long after the grant funds are done. And so, again, what would we use these endowment dollars for? Primarily to support the students through stipends if they need that, materials that they may need in order to keep the project going, and those types of things. And so that's what the endowment will be used for. We also have a tremendous opportunity through the Kentucky Community Technical College system to further match those local dollars with another dollar-for-dollar match up to $150,000. So that's the opportunity that we have with this grant to establish this endowment to keep this project going well into the future, to help us advance our workforce here in this community. So our request to you, the reason why I'm here today, is to ask for your assistance. And so in this first year, we're looking at 3 phases to raise these dollars. And in the first phase, or each of those years, if we raise $50,000 locally, that will be matched by $50,000 from the Department of Education, and that will be matched by $50,000 from KCTCS. At the end of 3 years, we will have a $450,000 endowment that will maintain this work for perpetuity's sake. And so we have come to you and asking the city for assistance to see if y'all would be willing to look at helping us raise this $50,000, and so we're making an ask for a $50,000 gift from you all, or potentially working with the county to come up with a $50,000 that we could use in this first year. Department of Ed will match that, and then KCTCS will match that. Then next year and the following year, we will be working towards seeking additional local dollars from other sources, and we will match those the same way. So in each year, we get an additional $100,000 with our $50,000 local dollars that we raise. And at the end of the third year, we will have this endowment in place, and it will be generating interest. And then when the grant's over with, we have these dollars to perpetuate the project at OCTC. So with that, I just want to first say thank you for the opportunity, and I'm glad to answer any questions that you all may have.
Well, Scott, isn't there a component of teaching your instructors even about how to do this?
Yes.
You know, so that, you know, it might be a little foreign for some of them. So, you know, isn't that a component of this?
That is a major component of it, and I'm glad you brought that up, Mayor. For instance, for a nursing instructor or cosmetology or any other kind of a program like electrical, they're pretty used to work-based experience, practicums, and teaching those work-based principles in the classroom. An English teacher and a math teacher, not so much. So what this grant gives us the resources and the funding to do over the next 5 years is a component of it is what we call professional development. So all our faculty will be trained in how to either, one, implement one of these experiential learning opportunities and embed them in their classroom or their curriculum. And so that will give us the opportunity to do that. Yes, that's a very important part of it. And so by the end of 5 years, we should have all our faculty trained in that area. And then as we add new faculty, we can give them professional development through the endowment in order to keep this perpetuated.
Well, I'm extremely excited about it. That match thing's pretty cool because, you know, it's hard enough to generate the initial money, but with KCTCS matching and the Feds matching,
Yeah,
you know,
so
you've got an opportunity to triple your money.
absolutely.
But we do have a kind of a short window.
This first year, we have a short window. So basically, we work on basically we work from a September 1 to August 30th because that's the federal government's fiscal year. And so we have to actually get these monies in place by the end of this month to take advantage of the Department of Education match. The $50,000 would then allow us to get the KCTCS match. And then, of course, as September 1 would move forward, we would start working on the other $50,000 from other sources across the region, and then give us an opportunity to do that. And so, as I've explained to some, you know, COVID-19 put a little hit on our ability to get out and work this in the future. So
I heard
that's
those.
one reason for the tighter timeline this year.
Commissioner Smith Wright,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Have you talked to the fiscal court?
I have talked to the county judge, yes. And he has talked to the fiscal court. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
The county George is, judge
county
is-
George.
George, I'm sorry. Dry
Freudian
mouth.
slip.
The county judge has, in my conversation with him, of course, he can't speak for all the commissioners, but he thought he was in support. And he felt like if the city was to put up 25, that they would be willing to put up 25. And that was my last conversation with him, so.
That's the same conversation I had with the judge myself. So I personally think it's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
If you have the money to help. But I'm a little biased because I'm on the foundation board and at the community college.
Yeah.
And I've seen the great things. How many students, non-traditional and traditional students, have we impacted their lives out of?
Since the inception of the college in 1986, we have actually had over 75,000 individual different students that have come through OCTC.
I mean, that's remarkable. You don't think about it because every time I go into OR, every one of the surgery techs, I say, "Did you pass that test?" And they always pass at 100% every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So I think it's something well worth talking to our city manager
Yeah.
about. And anybody else has any comments? Just a quick one, man. Yeah, Commissioner
Scott?
Yes.
So 91% of the graduates stay in our community. That's
They
a pretty
do.
high number.
Yeah.
How do y'all compare with like other community colleges?
For community colleges, that's most community colleges are in the high 80, low 90s. So it's not.
Okay.
Now that number is higher for community college. Number tends to be higher than university numbers.
Okay.
Okay. So typically a university wouldn't have 90% of their graduates staying in that local community. However, I will tell you that even with universities, a high percentage of students tend to stick around that area. And so unfortunately, that's why you see cities with big university or towns with big universities tend to grow because the graduates do stay.
That's a great number. I think you guys are doing a great job, and I'm inclined to support you.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
he has two distinguished alumni.
I do. The chief and Commissioner Wright, absolutely. Very distinguished alumni. So.
Stand up and take a bow, both of you. Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. It's
Yep.
always a pleasure. I know where your heart is, so
You
thanks.
bet. Always a pleasure. And again, I want to say thank you for all you do for our community. You truly make it a better place to live. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you do. So, and
Thank you,
we
too.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, push clear.
Yes, sir. Clear
Push
screen.
clear.
Yes, sir. Clear screen.
Old dog, new tricks. Okay, that's a great presentation, by the way.
Yes.
Item 5, I would make a motion to consider the approval of the minutes dated August the 4th, 2020. Could I have a second, please?
Second?
Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 5B, would you please consider these board appointments? Owensboro Sister Cities and Regions Board, reappoint Beck Glenn to a 3-year term effective October the 1st, 2020. Owensboro Riverport Authority Board of Directors, reappoint Everett Taylor to a 4-year term effective September the 10th, 2020. And appoint William G. Barron to a 4-year term effective September the 10th, 2020. And the Owensboro-Davis County Drug and Alcohol Steering Committee, reappoint Rosemary Conder, Carl Lewis, and Deanne McFarland as a joint city-county appointments to 3-year terms effective September the 2nd, 2020. Could I have a motion to approve these board appointments?
So moved.
Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion?
I will need to abstain from the vote due to my wife being one of the appointees, please.
Okay. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries, one abstention. Okay, Item 6, ordinance, second reading, none. Item 7, first reading. 7A, council.
Thank you.
You're
Mayor.
welcome.
Ordinance 14-2020, an ordinance revising the City of Owensboro Employee Handbook, Chapter 1000, Subchapter 1004, Pay Charts, entitled Key Exempt Management and Professional Technical Exempt, thereby reclassifying the position of Property Maintenance Manager. Introduced and publicly read on first reading this 18th day of August 2020.
Thank you, council. City manager, would you have some comments?
Yes, Mayor, just briefly.
Okay.
Over the last 2 to 3 years, we have beefed up our property maintenance efforts by adding staff and increasing funding for demolitions. This is first reading of an ordinance amending the pay chart for the property maintenance manager position, which was added in the current budget. The ordinance moves the position from the professional technical chart to the key exempt management chart. Property maintenance manager is a manager level position within the Public Works Department, and this change puts the position in the same location as other managers within that department.
Thank you. Any other discussion from the dais? Okay. Hearing none. Item 8, municipal orders, council.
Bear with me here. I think I've got one out of order.
Me too, maybe. I don't know. I might be out of order.
Municipal Order 25-2020, a municipal order authorizing the mayor to execute a recruitment agreement with the Owensboro Davis County Convention and Visitors Bureau to recruit, plan, and schedule sporting events for the city's recreational facilities. Introduced and publicly read for approval this 18th day of August 2020.
I'm making a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City manager, would you explain, please?
Be happy to, Mayor. This municipal order approves an agreement with the Convention and Visitors Bureau for recruiting sports tourism events at city facilities. We've had a similar agreement with the CVB for many years. The revised agreement for your consideration today has 2 primary changes compared to the previous agreement. One change is payment. The new agreement is for 3 years with 2 one-year renewals for a total of 5 years. There is no payment in the first year. In the second year, the CVB will pay the city $5,000, and in years 3 through 5, the CVB will pay the city $10,000 per year. The previous contract involved no payment to the city at all. The second change requires a minimum number of teams for the days that Fisher Park can be used for no charge. The agreement allows for 18 free days for tournaments at Jack Fisher Park, but now events must have a minimum of 28 teams to qualify for free use of the facility. Free days and really all events are subject to approval of the Parks Director.
Thank you, city manager. That's some great improvement from several years ago, I can tell you that. So, any other discussion? I made a motion, yeah. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 8B, council, you got it lined up?
Absolutely.
All right, baby.
Municipal Order 26-2020, a municipal order authorizing the mayor to execute a memorandum of agreement with the Owensboro Community and Technical College, establishing the Project Badge initiative, providing the opportunity for recruits for the Owensboro Police Department to earn an associate in applied science criminal justice degree. Introduced and publicly read for approval this 18th day of August 2020.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City manager, would you like to make a comment?
Yes, Mayor, Commissioners, as you might recall, in February we changed our requirements for police officer recruits. We had previously required an associate's degree or equivalent prior to being hired, but we amended the requirement at that time to allow for recruits to obtain an associate's or equivalent after their hire date, but during their training period, at that time taking advantage of a program the state began called Educating Heroes. The project worked well, and the change to our requirements successfully broadened the applicant pool for police officer recruitment. Unfortunately, the state stopped offering that program recently. However, this municipal order approves a very similar program with our friends and partners from the Owensboro Community and Technical College called Project Badge. It allows police recruits to earn OCTC credits for their training at the Law Enforcement Academy, and recruits will take their general education requirements at OCTC to earn an associate's in applied science and criminal justice, thus satisfying the revised educational requirement. We're happy to partner with OCTC to offer this program and believe it will make meaningful improvements to the recruitment of new police officers.
Thank you, sir. You know, back when everybody was talking about defunding the police, I asked Josh Bachmeyer and Nate to come in, and we decided that, you know, we're going to do just the opposite. We're going to try and make it better because we're so proud of what we have here. And thanks to Josh and Art and the folks at the community college, I think it's just a really good program. It's a beginning. You know, we can continue to build on it, but I think it's a well worth project that can only produce better candidates and make our police department even better. Art, do you, Chief, you have anything you want to add? I knew I could get him up.
I just wanted to thank Dr. Williams because in our time of need at the Owensboro Police Department, when the CLEF funding stopped for the Educating Heroes program, I picked up a phone and called Dr. Williams, and he jumped on board. So this will be very beneficial for our community in terms of recruiting officers because we value education and we want to keep that trend moving forward here at the Owensboro Police Department. So I'd just like to publicly thank them.
Thank you, sir. All right. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Item 9, city manager items.
Yes, Mayor, today we have 2 personnel appointments for your consideration. Martin Baumgardner, probationary full-time non-civil service appointment to firefighter, effective September 1st. And Karen Yoakum, probationary full-time non-civil service promotional appointment to secretary with the police department, effective August 31st.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. City manager comments.
No other comments, Mayor.
Huh. Should I call Michelle? Are you good? You're good. Okay. Item 10, communication from elected officials. Commissioner Pam Smith-Wright, please.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I don't know if, Chief, you know about this, whatever's going on down at Smothers Park. I got a email from a lady that said that there was a lot of violence going on with some young men.
Guarantee you the chief knows about it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he does, but anyway, I guess we all got it,
Yeah.
but, okay. So, but I just wanted to know if you know about it, what's been done about it, because, we don't need that happening, but I don't know how we stop it.
Well, one means to address that is placed officers down at Smothers Park again. They started Sunday night from, I think, 4 o'clock to 12. And during the week, they'll be down there as well. I don't want to really give away our hours, but they'll be down there in the evening hours when these, people want to wreak havoc at the park. And we'll put a stop to that. And hopefully things will calm down. But we are clearly aware of what's going on, so.
Thank you.
In good hands. Okay. What else, Commissioner?
And the only thing that I always say, please wear your mask and think of others. Thank you.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say thanks to the chief for addressing the situation downtown and keeping everybody safe. And I hope everyone continues to stay safe and healthy during these times. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Commissioner Condor.
Today we celebrate 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment ratified by the state of Tennessee. They were the 36th state that did so to give women the right to vote. Today being a historic day 100 years ago. So ladies, go vote. There's a little bit of stress that's going on out there too with children going back to school, caused by a lot of different factors. Hang in there. Teachers, parents, students, just really hang in there. Hopefully things can get rectified one of these days. And I wish to extend some prayers and some thoughts to two young individuals that passed away recently, especially the 15-year-old that needlessly his life was taken, Corbin Henry, and then Hunter Lane, who recently drowned. Both of those lives snuffed out way too early. Prayers to their families, and everyone take care of each other. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Sanford.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a comment on, we've talked about this before in the past, the traffic going down 2nd Street.
Blow your taco over when you walk.
It's bad.
It blew my taco and my burrito and half my margarita. Okay, but anyway, with your permission, I'd like to see if the staff could come up with something at a work session to give us some options of what we could do. I know we've talked about maybe the speed limit. I don't know if you're allowed to put speed bumps or humps or whatever they're called, or synchronizing lights. If there's anything we can do, because I could see some kid down there getting in the street and getting hit, because I have witnessed them coming through there at pretty good pace. So, at the next work session,
If we ever have one.
yeah, could we look into doing something to slow maybe the traffic down, or give us some options to think about?
We have looked at that multiple times, and you want to comment on that, City Manager?
I'd be happy to, Mayor. We have looked at that. It's come up periodically, and again, more recently. So we've been gathering some data. We've done a couple of speed studies. We'll do another one to give us some data to make an informed, data-driven decision. So stay tuned.
Okay.
It's something we're evaluating now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Everybody is aware of it, I
Okay,
promise.
thank you.
Yeah. I get 1 or 2 nasty texts a weekend about that. I would like to comment that on August the 26th, the Davis County Courthouse lawn, we'll be dedicating the Louise Gasser Kirtley Memorial. It's a very nice monument for Louise Kirtley. She was, I want to get this straight now before I mess it up. She was the first, and I can't remember exactly what it was. She was the first, and it's the 100th anniversary of the women's right to vote. Pardon me?
First woman attorney.
Yeah, attorney and something else. She was she had a lot of things she was first at. So, but the monument is really beautiful. The city and the county partnered to place that there. There will be a celebration at 5 p.m. on the Davis County Courthouse lawn. The judge and I will speak. Aloma Dew will speak, give us some background. You'll get to enjoy Alma sing. So it's really pretty cool, Someone that my life is so entwined with so many the women in my life that I really appreciate Jeannie Owens and Ms. Dew bringing this forward, and Al and I were happy to partner with them to try and get this monument up. Secondarily, there's going to be with this COVID thing, it's just kind of hard to do different functions. But there's going to be a 2020 Census Mobile function with the Davis County Complete Count Committee is going to put on a function that'll be a MQA, and we're just asking everybody to please commit to filling out the census. I can't tell you how important it is for federal funding to come through, and there's an operational plan. It's on the website for 2020 government thing, and the MQO events they're regular. They attract event hosts, and they plan these events all the time with food pantries and senior citizens and different offices, and they just Maureen McCarroll is kind of heading up that effort, and I'd just like for you to support that program, and you can find it more on the K. Sanders at lafe.org. So we need to get together, and it's going to be done in some of the areas that are more difficult to try and get people to fill out the questionnaire. It takes, I even did it, and it didn't take very long. So try and keep that in mind. If you hadn't filled it out, please stand. Okay, everybody here's filled it out. And last but not least, I want to tell everyone about the August 25th dedication of the Gold Star Families Memorial Monument. Been working on that for quite a while, and thank God for Adrian Carrico. She spent an unbelievable amount of time putting this program together. We think we're going to have something as spectacular as it can be with COVID being in our back pocket. There's going to be music. There's going to be it's going to be National Guard, Kentucky Army National Guard. It's going to be really nice. And you know, we got to separate people and spread them out a little bit, but and it will be posted Facebook Live, so people will be able to watch it. And it's you know, we're honored to have Herschel Woody Williams, a 96-year-old Medal of Honor winner from Iwo Jima, sole surviving Medal of Honor winner from Iwo Jima. He will be here, and I think it's this monument is breathtaking. Like I said, Adrian, I bet she went over 1,000 different photos, and we feel very comfortable. Our committee was Leland Hancock, Sergeant Kathy Mullins, Adrian and myself, and we spent quite a bit of time in trying to make this as special as it can possibly be for the community. And obviously, elected officials are invited, and hopefully it will be something. I know it will be something that'll be lasting on our riverfront. So there's going to be some very important guests invited, and hopefully they'll be able to make it. And so, please, if not, come out. Make sure that you catch it on our social media. And finally, I want to thank the Owensboro Public School System for not raising our taxes. I think that's just a tremendous value to, especially not only those that in a situation where they may not be on the top level of the employment picture, and we're very grateful that they took it upon themselves to make a point that they were not going to increase that tax. And I think that's so important for our community, and I want to publicly thank, as I'm sure all the rest of us do as well, thank them for showing that kind of judgment when in a time of need. So, God bless. Appreciate everybody's attendance. Anything else coming before this meeting? Oh, the public's not invited still. Okay. All right. So I'll say good night to Barbara, and I'll make a motion to approve, to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.